Deep within the heart of the northern wilderness, a solitary cabin stands resilient against the ferocious onslaught of a winter storm. The world outside is a frozen wasteland of biting winds, but inside there is a deceptive sanctuary of warmth and light. Elias cherishes these moments of absolute solitude, believing that the thick walls of his home can protect him from anything outside. The fire crackles with a rhythmic comfort,
a primal source of heat that keeps the encroaching frost at bay for now. He approaches the window to inspect the storm, witnessing the raw power of nature that has cut him off from civilization. The forecast had predicted heavy snowfall, but the intensity of this blizzard seems unnatural, almost as if the sky is angry. Habitually, he checks the locks, a simple routine that usually brings peace of mind before he settles in for the night. The clock on the wall ticks rhythmically,
signaling that the day is over and it is time to surrender to sleep. He extinguishes the lights, allowing shadows to reclaim the corners of the room, leaving the dying embers of the fire behind. Buried under layers of heavy wool blankets, he prepares to drift away, feeling safe within the confines of his locked home. Sleep comes quickly to him, accompanied by the lullaby of the gale-force winds tearing through the trees outside his window. Hours pass in the darkness, the storm outside raging on without mercy, burying the cabin deeper into a tomb of snow. Something pulls him from the depths of his dreams, a subtle shift in the environment that his subconscious mind has detected. He wakes to a biting chill. The air in the room has turned frigid and he can see his own breath. Confusion sets in immediately. The heating system should be maintaining a comfortable temperature, yet the room feels like an icebox. Stepping onto the floor sends a shock through his system. The house feels as cold as the frozen world outside. He grabs his heavy robe, wrapping it tight around his shivering frame, trying to understand why the furnace has seemingly failed. The hallway is a cavern of shadows. Silence hangs heavy in the air, broken only by the creaking of the settling house. He moves cautiously down the corridor, guided by the faint, ghostly light of the moon reflecting off the snow outside. Reaching the thermostat, he expects to see a malfunction error, but what he finds is something far more disturbing and intentional. The device is working perfectly, but someone has manually adjusted the setting to freeze the house from the inside out. A wave of panic crashes over him. He lives alone. There is absolutely no reason for the temperature to be changed. His mind races back to the evening routine. He remembers turning the lock. He knows for a fact the house was secure. Fear grips his heart as he moves silently towards the living room, sensing a presence that should not exist in this house. Every step feels like a betrayal, the floorboards groaning under his weight, announcing his approach to whoever might be waiting in the dark. He presses against the wall, gathering every ounce of courage he possesses to peek around the corner and face the unknown. Slowly, agonizingly, he leans forward, his eyes adjusting to the gloom as the living room comes into his view. The room is bathed in the eerie glow of the blizzard, shadows dancing across the furniture like restless spirits in the night. His eyes are drawn to the floor, where a trail of wet, muddy footprints violates the sanctity of his clean home. The trail leads directly to the center of the room, stopping abruptly behind the large sofa that faces the cold fireplace. His breath catches in his throat. A silhouette is visible. Someone is sitting there, calm and still, right in his home. He tries to demand an answer, but his voice comes out as a trembling whisper, swallowed instantly by the silence of the room. Driven by a mix of terror and disbelief, he moves around the furniture to confront the stranger who has invaded his life. The figure is a man dressed in dark, heavy clothing, dripping with melting snow, sitting with an unnatural, statue-like composure. Slowly, the stranger turns his head, his movement fluid and deliberate, showing no surprise at being discovered by the homeowner. His face is a mask of pale skin and wide eyes, but it is the smile that freezes the blood in Elias's veins. Instinct takes over, and Elias stumbles back, crashing into furniture, the noise echoing loudly. Yet the stranger does not flinch. The intruder remains frozen in that horrific pose, his smile unwavering, his eyes locked onto Elias with a predatory intensity.
A quick glance reveals the truth. The lock was not broken, but skillfully picked, a silent entry made while Elias slept. The storm invades the house, wind howling around them, yet the man on the sofa sits as if he is made of stone.
The realization hits him. This was a game. The stranger wanted him awake, wanted him cold, wanted him to know fear. With a subtle tilt of his head, the stranger's smile widens, a silent acknowledgement of the terror he has successfully instilled. Every instinct screams at Elias to run, to flee into the storm, but his body is paralyzed by the nightmare before him. Then, the statue moves. Slowly, with agonizing deliberation, the intruder rises from the sofa, tower over the terrified homeowner. Standing at full height, he blocks the path to safety, a dark silhouette against the backdrop of the swirling white blizzard. He raises a single, gloved finger to his lips, demanding silence, mocking Elias's fear with a gesture of twisted intimacy. Elias retreats until his back presses against the freezing glass of the window, trapped between the storm outside and the monster inside. His eyes dart frantically around the room, searching for a weapon, a tool, anything that might give him a fighting chance. The intruder takes a step forward, the sound of wet boots on wood echoing like a thunderclap in the silent house. He stops, not to attack, but to point a finger past Elias, directing his attention to the raging storm outside. Elias turns to look, and a flash of lightning reveals the true horror. 3 more dark figures standing motionless in the snow. He snaps back to the intruder, who is now laughing in silence, a mime of madness reveling in the trap he has sprung. The walls of the cabin seem to close in, the sanctuary turning into a cage, the illusion of safety shattered forever. From his pocket, the stranger produces a key, dangling it tauntingly. It is the spare key Elias thought was hidden safely. He drops the key, the metal ringing against the floor, a final symbol that Elias's security was nothing but a fragile illusion. Elias blinks, looking down at the key, but when he looks up again, the space in front of him is empty. He spins around frantically, scanning the room, but the stranger has vanished into the shadows as silently as he arrived. Running to the open door, he stares out into the white abyss, searching for the man or the figures he saw. The snow reveals a chilling truth. Footprints lead into the house, but the pristine snow shows no tracks leading away. He slams the door against the wind, locking every bolt, his hands shaking uncontrollably as he tries to seal himself in. Collapsing against the door, he realizes that he is not alone, and perhaps he never truly was alone in this cabin. The camera drifts slowly across the room, focusing on the dark, unseen crawl space beneath the sofa where secrets can hide. In the deepest shadow, a familiar smile gleams in the darkness, waiting patiently for the lights to go out once more. The storm rages on outside, masking the silent horror that now lives within, as the long winter night has only just begun. Thank you for watching this tale of terror. If you enjoyed this nightmare, please subscribe to Video Creator for more stories. Sleep well, check your locks, and remember that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones that smile at you. This has been a production of Deep, Dark Depths. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye.